This is an ABC News special report. Hurricane Harvey, state of emergency.
네, 지구온난화가 이대로 방치될 경우 2050년에는
The effects of extreme weather are making headlines all around the world.
The California wildfires, 42 of those victims killed in the Camp Fire.
600 million people in India face water woes each day.
El huracán María se ha fortalecido en su camino hacia Puerto Rico y
they've been struggling under severe drought conditions.
Our planet is in trouble. A changing climate driven by human activity has led to unprecedented erratic weather, desertification, coastal dead zones, and droughts. Our current food system, which is majority conventional, contributes significantly to these deadly threats. Industrial agriculture relies on agrochemical inputs like fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides to produce monocultures on a large scale. These inputs can leach into water systems with devastating impacts on the environment and human health. Monocultures reduce biodiversity of diets and landscapes by fragmenting them and dispersing organisms.
So conventional agriculture is unsustainable for three primary reasons. So the agriculture writ large is responsible for a third of the greenhouse gas emissions of the globe. Second is nutrient flows, so that would be nitrogen and phosphorus that are washed off fields and livestock production that can pollute the water, cause water quality problems, and also basically wash down into the Gulf. That's why you have the dead zone. And then three is water. So there are areas that have plenty of water like New Hampshire. There are areas that don't have a lot of water like the High Plains or Central Valley, where agriculture is unsustainably pumping aquifers. So we're mining water that's not being replaced.
Farmers struggle to achieve financial stability because of rising costs of inputs, the increasing intensity of climate fluctuations, and strict agreements with companies that limit farmers' ability to process seeds. Urban agriculture can improve economic conditions and food security for struggling cities by building community bonds, adding green space, and supporting biodiversity. Melina Mulkani, registered RN and spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, says the food supply as is cannot keep up with the nutritional needs of the population as it grows. We need more plant-based eating and urban alternatives. Vertical farms are a large-scale urban agricultural method in which plants grow in stacked rows under UV light. As controlled environments, vertical farms allow for the manipulation of variables such as light and irrigation, leading to greater yields. Vertical farms are generally constructed using extensive vertical racking, which increases yields by 50 to 100 times per square meter compared to conventional farming. This means that farmers reap much more produce on far less space, an excellent example of land use efficiency. This controlled environment allows vertical farmers to control what goes in and out of their farming buildings, decreasing the need for pesticide and herbicide use. Farmers increase irrigation efficiency by recycling evaporated water and using runoff rain harvesting methods. This closed-cycle approach prevents nutrient and fertilizer runoff from polluting water bodies. But there are limitations. Urban land is much more expensive than rural land, and building vertical farms is not cheap. While urban agriculture seems feasible on paper, urban land use law and policy adds complexity to its implementation. Most cities don't have zoning categories that recognize agricultural activities. This modern movement can only be successful with updated ordinances. We also don't know the effects of such reductionist growing conditions. Perhaps only giving the plants the bare essentials necessary for growth misses out on less visible but still crucial elements such as soil microbiota and mycorrhizal networks. While vertical farms reduce carbon emissions from transportation, they also require significant amounts of energy to operate. Given such challenges, urban agriculture cannot be a panacea solution right now, but people are creative. Many vertical farms recycle their resources and use renewables. LED lights and blue and red shade lights are commonly used because they are more efficient and economically viable technologies.
I would hope that the future of agriculture would basically diversify the agricultural system. So there's plenty of room for urban agriculture, there's plenty of room for organic agriculture, and there's plenty of room to make improvements with conventional agriculture because I don't think we can get away from it.
While we've been discussing vertical agriculture on a larger scale, there are still a variety of low-threshold individual and community-scale options, which serve to enhance fresh food accessibility and bring together community members. These techniques can perhaps also aid in ushering in the future of urban agriculture by beginning on a small scale.
I mean, there are co-benefits associated with urban agriculture that you can take advantage of. It becomes a green roof. It's a helpful thing to have. It cuts down transportation costs. It educates people about where their food comes from.
Community gardens are another solution that has proved effective in many places. Growing edible produce on vacant lots and roofs decreases heat island temperatures while enhancing green space in urban environments. Community gardens also provide the urban population with a variety of health benefits. A study done in Tokyo revealed that urban gardeners reported better perceived general health, mental health, and social cohesion compared to non-gardeners. When we spoke to Melina Malkani, she mentioned Kimball Musk's amazing work on sustainable and urban farming. Musk recently co-founded a new company called Square Roots, a business startup teaching aspiring next-gen farmers how to reap produce from shipping containers in Brooklyn parking lots. This smaller-scale vertical farm setup, with $5.4 million in seed funding, brings urban communities together over locally grown foods. Countertop farms are another smaller-scale movement towards urban agriculture. Innovative startups like Replantable use this method to help the masses grow mini farms in their kitchens. Countertop farms are made for people who don't have time or space for a garden, reshaping the idea of farm to table. Countertop farms also increase the accessibility of fresh produce and consumer awareness of food production in general. While countertop farming cannot totally replace conventional farming, it still serves as a stepping stone toward bringing fresh produce into cities. These low-threshold urban agricultural practices are easily implementable and serve a wide range of benefits, but we still need large-scale solutions for the long term. Cities are experiencing rapid growth. By 2050, 2/3 of the world's population will live in a city. That's another 2.5 billion people on top of the existing 4.2 that live in urban areas. With no sign of population growth slowing down, mankind will have to adapt. Today, up to 60% of the world's agricultural lands are degraded or desertified. Research has projected that continuing our current farming practices can only be sustained for 60 more years. Modern industrial methods serve to accelerate a rapidly changing climate, the effects of which will only continue to worsen in the coming decades. Erratic weather patterns and increasingly resilient pests will augment the challenges of an already unsustainable agricultural system. As arable land decreases, new cultivation methods are crucial to continuing to feed a growing population. Faced with a global agricultural industry averse to change, the situation is dire. However, there is hope. Around the world, people are developing a range of innovative solutions. One promising example is vertical farming. This cutting-edge technique offers countless benefits, from increasing food security in urban areas to providing new job opportunities, bringing farms to cities and even in homes. Vertical farming serves as a socio-economic stimulant. The ecological benefits are just as encouraging. Efficient use of land, a decreased need for harmful pesticides, and limited water usage are just the beginning. To tackle the threat of food insecurity, changing climates, and a growing population, vertical farming offers unparalleled social, economic, and ecological benefits.